what's your profession? Like what do you do? Just besides doing this growth officer. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a formal education as an economist. I have a master's degree in economics, and this still remained my passion. I'm very much following, especially macroeconomics and monetary policies, and this actually led me to the blockchain industry. It was around 2016-17. More and more blockchain projects were launching. You had your first ICOs. People starting in the mainstream started discovering Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I actually started by doing consulting work for some blockchain projects, because every public project that issue their own tokens, they're also issuing basically an incentive structure and their own native currency. So having some at least basic understanding of economics and monetary policies is useful. So I started working as a consultant in that field. And interestingly, 90% of those projects were terrible, and my professional advice was don't do it, because you're gonna get a lot of trouble and go to jail, and it's gonna end up really badly. But fortunately, you are also well aware of that we both were involved in some projects that are, let's say, high quality, and actually, the blockchain component and the token component made a lot of sense. So luckily, there were a few interesting projects.
Awesome.
And apart from being an economist and working for different blockchain projects, I have a background in managing portfolio of software development projects. I would like to share that my background is a painting that
totally. Please, let's talk about it.
Painted by my wife, Angelique. And the interesting bit about this is that I recently talked her into tokenizing some of her artwork, and it's available on OpenSea.
OpenSea market,
right now. So I mean, that was a very interesting use case for blockchain, because.
So how she responded on that?
She was resistant, but after she sold her first token, now she likes it.
And then, is there any name about the painting behind that?
It's called Dance.
Dance.
Yes.
Ready to dance.
Yeah. So my favorite part about abstract art is that you can hang it any way you want, and when you're bored, you can hang it upside down.
You can change direction, right? And then you can have different meaning, depends on your mood. So that's good. Why the Bitcoin project? So special, and why make? I just curious about like how come this open source project, because of the certain kinds of economic incentive, and make this project suddenly has a massive adoption, right? And then eventually reach the market. So what's your economic view? I mean, we just use this as use case tease out, okay?
How much time do we have?
We have 1 hour.
Yeah, yes. we can spend days talking about that. But, first of all, as an engineer, I don't blame you that you're not interested in mainstream economics, because most of it is rubbish. I mean, the neoclassical mainstream economics is rubbish, and it has no connection with reality. I mean, it's a cult, and this is why you have people who get the Nobel Prize in economics. They really don't know what they're talking about.
Interesting.
So as an engineer, I can totally see that you would be kind of put off by a theory that has no connection to reality. And at the same time, there is a lot of, let's say, very well researched and solid economics in the subject of game theory, for example, or area of competition or allocation of resources.
Right.
And this is solid research that has very good applications in reality, and a lot of blockchain projects actually tap into all of this knowledge and well-documented research. So there is one side of it. Now, talking specifically about Bitcoin and open source project, I think Bitcoin is a great case study because, in my opinion, it started as a loyalty rewards program with its own native loyalty point, which was the Bitcoin. And it grew into, let's say, world phenomenon, and everybody's calling it, the digital gold
right
now. And there is a lot truth in it. I would call it the ultimate collectible. And when you see the market, let's say, fascination with just one number, which is how expensive Bitcoin is. Nobody in the Twitterverse of Bitcoin cares about, for example, how many transactions are conducted with Bitcoin, how many use cases are there. People are only asking how expensive Bitcoin is, and that's going to be worth $100,000, $1 million, and all of this is fine. But this is purely this kind of collectible function of I want to buy something because it's going to get more expensive in the future.
Right.
And in all honesty, this is the same motivation that art collectors have. Because, say what you will, but I don't believe that somebody's paying $100 million for a painting because they like it so much. You can look at the print of a painting if you're an art lover or go to a museum. People buy paintings because it's an asset that doesn't depreciate. It only appreciates with time, and because of the scarcity of it.
That's true.
There's very limited quantity. And, this is maybe due to the fact that, for example, I know apps like Robinhood are so prevalent and unpopular right now. And, people are trading stocks on those apps, not because they do some sort of fundamental analysis and they know the fundamentals of Tesla business model and they understand, but because I'm going to buy it because my friends bought it and they made a lot of money, so I'm going to buy it, I'm going to make a lot of money, and guess what? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Right.
If enough people are going to start buying any asset, then the price of the asset goes up.
Goes up, yes. Interesting.
So, this is the case of Bitcoin. So maybe the important part is that the value of Bitcoin comes from the community, and really the value of any token comes from the community. And it's not to judge which community is better, which is worse, but if you don't have a community and people and organizations that want to support it, every token is going to die. That's as simple as that.
Right.